Hello everybody, Rackner here, and welcome back to another Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links video. In this video I'm going to go ahead and give you my thoughts on the new main box that just got released, and give you my little kind of review on it so that you can make better, a more informed decision on whether or not you should purchase this box. Basically, the gist of it is, if you're a big hero fan, whether it be Destiny, Vision, Elemental Heroes, or whatever, this is a pretty good box for us. I'm a big hero fan myself, so I did invest into it a lot, farmed up those gems, managed to pick up some of the cards that I really look forward to. This box introduced the Masked Hero archetype into the game, and basically how that works is you have this quick play spell called Mask Change. You target a hero monster, and based on its attribute, you special summon from your extra deck a masked hero with the same attribute. So basically, Dusty heroes are really strong now, because all of them are dark attribute, and that brings out this big boy Masked Hero Anki. And basically he is a very strong card. He can attack your opponent directly, and you can even combo it with a quick play Forbidden Chalice during the damage step to negate his additional effect here where it says the damage is halved. If you do it during damage calculation, that damage no longer becomes halved. You also get the 400 boost from Forbidden Chalice, which gives you a whopping 3200 direct attack. He also has another effect in which if you destroy a monster from your on your opponent's side of the field and it's sent to the graveyard, you get to search out a change quick play spell from your deck and add it to your hand. And yes, you can keep comboing with that. So if you have two monsters on your opponent's field, you destroy it with Anki, you can quick play out, or you search out the quick play the quick play spell onto your Anki, special summon another Anki from your extra deck, and rinse and repeat until you have the OTK. So this is a very strong kind of OTK combo deck going around right now. 3 Forbidden Chalice, 3 Mask Change, and then comboing into Anki with your Destiny heroes. Very strong, and that's pretty much the big, like, kind of top deck that you would you expect to see from this box. Additionally, it has other support cards for the hero archetypes. It did give us some more elemental heroes and some fusions for them as well. They're not the best, but you know, if you like those types of things, go for it. They have this box has your back with that. It also gave us Vision Hero Witch Raider, which is a very interesting Vision Hero card. Basically, you can tribute summon this card with traps, and a really cool combo that I've been doing with my Destiny heroes and my Elemental heroes is you Powerful Rebirth one of your monsters from your graveyard, and then you use the Powerful Rebirth card as one of your tributes, as well as the monster that you special summon. Get this card on the field. And the reason you want to do that is because every time that it is normal summoned, you destroy all spells and traps that your opponent controls. A very powerful card, lots of value if your opponent full sets their back row and you manage to get that off, especially for C stealth attack decks. If they're running extra back row, you can, you know, pop this. It forces them to banish one of their cards in order to protect their field spell and their C stealth attack. So that, I really like that card. And then it's also dark type, so you can still use Mask Change on it. And it is 2700 attack, so it's going to get over most things. So that's another card. I think this is a sleeper card. A lot of people not really... I feel like a lot of people aren't really taking advantage of this card, and I think that it's got a lot of power kind of sleeping away that people aren't really kind of utilizing at the moment. And then you also have Paleozoics up here in the ultra rare. This is a trap monster archetype in which whenever they're in the graveyard and a trap is activated, they get special summoned to your side of the field. But it has some nice synergy with this Witch Raider because, like I said, you can tribute traps. So you just set 2 Paleozoics, pop your Witch Raider, destroy your opponent's back row, and then you can kind of start doing some interesting things from the graveyard with those Paleozoics. Really cool stuff. We did get Dark World Dealings back with this box, and we also have Fires of Doomsday, which is a pretty interesting quick play spell. Unfortunately, you can't summon monsters the turn you activate this card, but you can use it during your opponent's end phase to hopefully get a really strong swing on your next turn, depending on what kind of deck you're running with it. But other than that, the most, like I said, heroes, heroes. That's what this deck is all about. So let's go ahead. I'll show you some of the decks that I built, as well as one of the decks that I took from the MCS that happened last weekend. I'll show you that guy. I'll show that deck to you guys first. So the other archetype that's in the box that did manage to win the last MCS Weekly, which is a weekly tournament held by one of the top Duel Links streamers known as Duel Links Meta. It's a really competitive tournament, and so being able to come out first in that type of tournament with all of the Sylvans and other meta decks running around is pretty impressive. But they did manage to do so. So Yugiohs are these machine monsters that have some pretty interesting flip effects. Whenever they're flipped face up, they get to destroy spells and traps or monsters based on the amount of Yugiohs that you control. So this guy here does the monster destruction, and basically you have to have other Yugiohs face up with you, but a lot of these cards do help support getting those monsters out. And then this guy does the spells and traps. And basically you just kind of flip these guys up, destroy what you need to destroy, and play the slow kind of grindy game, similar to maybe Gladiator Beasts, in which you kind of just whittle down your opponent and stall them out a bit until you have the resource advantage and can swing for game. The cool thing about this deck is they get to run Pulse Mines because they're machines. Pulse Mines is a very strong card to help protect your monsters, as well as protect your life points, because they turn any summoned monster to defense position. So even if your opponent like hates True Nades or goes for like a full destruction of your back row before you get to do anything, you can just pop this, and then you know your opponent, even though they summon a bunch of monsters, they're going to get straight to defense. So really strong defensive card right there that they get the advantage of running. And then Powerful Rebirth to help bring monsters back to the field. Enemy Controller because enemy controller. And then Forbidden Chalice to help deal with Sylvans, because you know they're running amok right now still. It can negate the Sylvan effects when you flip them face up. It can also give your monster some extra attack maybe if you need that. So that's about it for the Yugiohs. Pretty cool archetype. I played a couple games with it and it was pretty fun, but most of the stuff that I'm interested in is the heroes because I'm a big hero fan. And so we have the traditional, or the pretty standard top tier Destiny hero deck here. I play it with a bit more fusion support because I like the fusions as well, but ideally if you're running only for Masked Change, you would run 3 copies of Anki, 3 copies of Masked Change, and then you would probably get rid of all of these fusions. I think you would run 1 poly so that you can use Valiant to get out maybe a dangerous, and if you can't do anything with Masked Change. But aside from that, you're just going to get rid of all of these in favor of like Forbidden Chalice or Enemy Controller. So that's about it for the Destiny heroes. Decider's the MVP of this deck because he's 6-star. He can't be targeted by 6-star monster attacks, and that's what is running amok right now in in the ladder. Sylvans 6 stars or higher. Cyber Angel 6 stars or higher. You know, Water Deck 6 stars or higher. Pretty good card to kind of stall things out and give you the swing for game next turn. And then I run Vision Hero Raider because, like I said, I think she's a sleeper card that can really pop off on your opponent if you get things going. So that's kind of what it is for my Destiny Hero deck. Like I said, 3 of these, 3 Anki, and then you go for most of the time you're going to want to go for these high 1-turn kill powerful turns for this type of deck. The deck that I'm running doesn't really do that kind of stuff. It's more of a kind of stally type of deck that tries to use the fusion support to use the fusion monsters more so than other decks. And then I also have this Elemental Hero deck as well. Elemental Heroes also got some support from this box in the form of Masked Hero Vapor and Masked Hero Goka. Masked Hero Goka there's not too much to write home about for him. He's a fire monster. You can special summon him with the Masked Hero card, and all he does is get 100 attack for each hero monster in your graveyard. Not the best effect, but he can do some things depending on how you play. Like I said, this is a pretty big OTK type card in which, you know, attack in with the monster, and then you get to quick play it out with the mass change, attack in with your masked hero, and then, you know, kind of make some plays with that. Vapor, though, is the MVP of the elemental hero version of the deck. Obviously, you do have Anki, but I wasn't going to run a bunch of dark monsters or deciders just to pull out Anki when I want to run some of the elemental hero cards. So aside from having the clutch Anki plays with Decider, Ocean and Ice Edge are going to be getting out your Masked Hero Masked Hero Vapor. And basically what he has is he can't be destroyed by card effects, and so this is pretty awesome, especially when you pair it with where the heroes dwell. So those pesky Sea Stealth attack cards, you know, that Citadel Whale just sitting there, you can gain 1,000 attack and swing over that Citadel Whale, because the Sea Stealth attack will not destroy you due to this card. And then similarly, Sylvans, you know, Sylvan effects won't be able to destroy you. Tribute to the Doomed. There's a lot of kind of card effect destruction running around at the moment, and so this card really gives you that edge when trying to compete against those. And he can come off really cool when compared with some of these ocean or water monsters. Elemental Hero Ocean lets you gives you the opportunity to recycle some of your heroes, and then Ice Edge has some pretty cool power. You can attack directly with him, and then basically destroy a set card in your opponent's spell and trap zone. So I've used him a couple times to pop off on my opponent, destroy a spell and trap, and then quick play change for some strong plays. And then for spells, we run this Cosmic Cyclone, single copy, 1,000 damage to yourself, lets you get out where the heroes dwell. Obviously you get Mask Change. If I had 3 copies, I'd be running it. Forbidden Chalice, basically to deal with some of the Sylvans running around. Also, if I do manage to get Anki out on the field, this can, you know, set me up for OTK. Righteous Justice for this deck. If you have elemental heroes on the field, you get to pop this guy, and he destroys spells and traps. Really good card. I wish we had more of them, but, you know, that maybe would be a bit broken. Enemy Controller for those OTK plays as well, and, you know, sometimes it's defensive. Mask Charge, because I don't have 2 copies of Mask Change, so this is the guy that gives me lets me recycle stuff. And then Powerful Rebirth for some more things, and then Witch Raider with Powerful Rebirth, like I mentioned in the Destiny Heroes. Really cool combo. So that about sums it up for the decks. I hope that this look at these types of decks that I built helps you understand what you might be facing if you go into the KC Cup or ranked ladder, as well as what you might want to try and build yourself if you are a hero fan and can afford to go invest into this box. So I hope that helped. I hope you guys enjoyed this type of video. I'll be doing these for the new boxes from now on. I do think that this type of analysis and review of the boxes can help a lot of players decide whether or not they should invest. So anyway, without further ado, thank you guys so much for watching, and I really hope that you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time. Later.